Well, hello there, everybody. It is your one and only Iani J. Yes, this is my podcast. I know this is a little bit different, but you guys, please just enjoy the ride. But yeah, this is my podcast, and it's called Child Listen. Okay, listen. One thing about me, I'm gonna talk. I'm going to talk your whole head off, honey. So get ready. It's going to be a lot of talking, a lot of opinions. And that's my business. Quoted by Tabitha Brown, okay? But I got some topics to go over, so I'm not just like all over the place with this first episode. But something I just finished doing in the last 2 days is I've made it through about 2 seasons and like 3 episodes of Stranger Things. I will say I do find the show pretty interesting. I'm kind of shocked that I wasn't into it like when it first came out. I feel kind of bad now because I'm like, man, like I did not think Stranger Things at first was like worth the hype when it first came out, but man, those first 2 seasons were really good. So I'm hoping for the best for these next couple of seasons that I have left, because they just came out with season 5, child. And listen, I'm like, Lord, they keep on it's just like with Wicked, child. We'll talk about that too. But Lord, like all this PR from the cast and everything with Caleb and Noah Schnapp and all the other cast and everything, it's like, oh, y'all are like, they're really doing it. Like they seem pretty well established and everything, and everybody loves them. So I'm like, you know what? I keep seeing this on my YouTube Reels. I'll go to Instagram, see it on Instagram Reels. Go to TikTok, see it on TikTok, child. I'm like, dang, I really need to see this show. So far with the first 2 seasons, first of all, I want to say, Steve was such a jackass, but he really, really won me over around the end of the season. Dustin pissed me off so bad in season 2. I don't know why he thought it was a cute idea to keep that little baby Demogorgon or whatever it was. Sorry, y'all, this might be spoilers. Most of y'all probably already watched it. But I was just like, child, listen. Why would you do that? That's so dumb. Like, you really put all your friends and literally, like, everybody else in Hawkins, like, in trouble because you thought that the fucking Demogorgon bonded with you over nougat? Please spare me. I'm trying to see who's like honestly my favorite character. Honestly, I would have to give it to Will, even though Will was kind of like out of it, like, for a majority of the first season, like he was like trapped. Like, I guess I could relate to Will because, I'm queer. So like, you know how it is. Like when game sees game, they're just like, okay, period. Hey, sister, listen, child, listen. But let me not be biased over that. Let's see. Who else is a pretty good character from season 1? I'm not gonna lie. I am not gonna lie to you. Lucas was pissing me off, like with how he was treating Eleven in the first season. Like, I'm like, come on. I was not expecting Lucas to be the one that was like calling her a weirdo and everything. I'm like, yeesh, like give that girl a break. Like, you don't know what she's been through. You over here calling her a weirdo, and plus y'all getting bullied too, left and right, by all these like freaking mean ass people, and here you are being a bully to someone else because she's different and a little peculiar. But I will admit it was a little effed up of her to like lie about not opening the gate or whatever. I feel like she definitely could have like been a little bit honest about it, no shade. But yeah, other than that, like everything's been pretty good with the first 2 seasons. Second season, oh child. Ooh, I'm not gonna lie, that shadow monster, y'all, I was so scared, y'all, I was so scared. I'm not even gonna hold you. I said, what the hell is that? Now that That shadow monster that they had in season 2, nightmare fuel, honey. I almost pissed myself. And then also, I don't know what episode this was from. I'm pretty sure this was season 2. Yep. Because this is when they met Max, and Max, like, you know, she was like a new student or whatever from California. Not me fresh on the memory, honey. Girl, they was looking through the trash for something, and a roach like popped out of the trash bag. When I tell you that was a jump scare, girl. And I would look, and I had my little MacBook playing. I was in my room watching it, and I had my MacBook playing. Girl, and I was like glued to the screen. Next thing you know, the way I jumped so fast when I saw that little roach scurry across the screen. Ah, scary. But yeah, so, you know, Stranger Things is cute. I'm on vacation currently for my job, so I probably have, like, you know, a couple more days to get that done, and hopefully I get caught up to season 5, and maybe on the next episode I might be able to, you know, talk about it a little bit more. But since we're talking about shows and movies or whatever, let's talk about Wicked. Oh my God, let's get Wicked. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie. I love the second movie, Wicked. It was so good. It was so good. But for me personally, I will definitely say that the first movie still has me in its clutch. Like, I still am in love. I am in awe of the first movie. And don't get me wrong, the second movie, Wicked for Good, was really good. Acting amazing. Storyline was great. But I just feel like, even though it was a pretty lengthy movie, I feel like we could have gotten more of a conclusion for Fiyero and Elphaba at the end. Even though, of course, like, we know this is like based off of a Broadway play, like, you know, whatever. I just feel like we could have seen maybe a little bit more, you know, of the end with Fiyero and Elphaba. And also, like Glinda knows something. She knows that those two are alive. She knows. She's not dumb. Like, I feel like she truly knows. And I feel like Elphaba, I feel like around the end, I might have been tripping, but I feel like she sent her a sign. Like, I think she helped her cast like a spell. And I feel like Glinda knows. And honestly, like, that's supposed to be sister. That's supposed to be sister. Like, that's supposed to be your sis. That's supposed to be your good Judy. You know what I'm saying? But Wicked was good. Wicked for Good, you know. No good deed goes unpunished. And honey, when I tell you it does not go unpunished, honey, listen, child, girl, like, it's a really good movie, and I feel like it's like a lot of interesting things. I feel like Madame Horrible, flip it around, Wicked Witch. Like, I feel like she definitely got what she deserved, because she was really starting to get like really like CUNTY on the girls. Like, I was like, wait a minute, like, girl, what are you doing? But, like, you know, she served though. Nessa, I hate to say it, you know, Nessa Rose, the character, has been getting a lot of hate on the internet, and I hate to say it, it is, I don't know, kind of deserved. Like, how do you prevent a whole race of people from, like, international or national travel? Like, that's pretty effed up. And then all because someone doesn't like you, all because this man doesn't want to talk to you. That's a new level. That's a new level of bitchery right there. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't do it. But I feel like getting the house dropped to her, sadly, was deserved. It was deserved. Also, kind of out of place. What is with Elphaba and Glinda, like, doing things, like, in the most serious moments, like singing and fighting and prancing around? Like, first of all, y'all over there, you know, play fighting or doing whatever quarrel y'all had with the house on top of Nessa Rose. Then y'all want to sing, you know, I knew you because I knew you. Y'all want to sing that. I have been changed for good. Like, y'all want to sing that. And Dorothy is locked up, trapped in the closet. Girl, like, Because I'm not gonna lie, just like, because I've seen some other people say this on the internet, scrolling through TikTok, and people were commenting like, all they could think about was just Dorothy being trapped in like the little cupboard or whatever, trapped like, in a little cellar or whatever it was called. And I was thinking the same thing, like when I first seen the movie. I seen the movie like the day that it premiered, and I'm just like, poor Dorothy, she's probably so confused. She's like, why are these two bitches singing? Why I'm locked up in here? And why is Glinda why is her number one op singing with her? So she saw the tea front and center, basically. She was like, oh, so these bitches is together. Oh, so you want to talk on these Spaniards. Okay. Child, listen, if I was Dorothy, honey, they would have, girl, I would have been up in there screaming. I would have been interrupting the whole shindig, girl. Y'all would have had to bring it up from the top, honey. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8 playing with me, girl. Please. But, those are the girlies. But also, outside of the movie, again, great movie. Love the movie down. Love Ariana. Love Cynthia. But a lot of people have been commenting on their weight. And to be honest, I have noticed that they have gotten significantly thinner. But honestly, as a gay man, you know what I'm saying? Like, personally, I feel like I don't really have much say on a female's body, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like that's just not my place. And, and that's just me. I just don't think it's my place to be commenting on anyone's body, period. But I mean, as long as they're healthy, as long as they are, their vitals are good, as long as that they are in the right mind, as long as, like, because y'all, we can comment about these people's weight all day, every day, but at the end of the day, we truly don't know what's going on with Cynthia or Ariana. We don't know what's going on with them. Only things that we can do, the only things that we can do is support or not support, whichever one you want to do. Leave them alone. Let them figure out what's going on with their health and everything, because everybody, child, listen, everybody has things going on. You don't know what people are going through behind closed doors. Somebody could be sick. Somebody could not be well. You know what I'm saying? And trust me, I'm not trying to be like Miss Goody Two Shoes. Like I don't talk about people, honey, because I might have to put my phone in silent, honey. Y'all didn't hear that. Hope y'all didn't hear that. Sorry. But like, it's not our place to just speak on other people's bodies. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, here come the Ozempic comments and the GLP-1 comments and stuff like that. Now, we're going to make a segue, because I haven't told a lot of people this, but for me personally, I am actually on a GLP-1 that is equivalent to Ozempic, actually. And for me personally, because for me, I'm on Wegovy, right? I've been on Wegovy since, I want to say, like, September. No, I think it was at the end of August I started. I think I started at the end of August this year, right? It's November. Now, prior to this, ooh, child, I am so fruity, honey. You hear me smacking my lips? Child, don't even notice, honey, child. Listen, but prior to me starting a GLP-1, I was a vegetarian, right? I decided, you know what? My cholesterol is a little high. I went to the doctor. Cholesterol was high, honey. They went ahead and got me together, honey. They said, girl, you need to change something, girl. You need to stop eating meat or something, because your cholesterol is high and you're young. You're only 22. You need to chill out. So once I got that message, I said, you know what? Let me change my diet. So I took meat out of the equation, solely stuck to like plant-based and, vegetables and fruits and stuff like that, because obviously they're plants, zero cholesterol. And I did that for about 9 to 10 months. And I started, well, no, I would want to say like maybe 8 to 9 months. And I started like, my vegetarian journey in April. Ironically, I started April 1st, right? And before I started the GLP-1, I want to say I lost about 25 pounds. Okay, I'll give y'all the numbers, honey, okay? Before I started my vegetarian diet, I was 320 pounds. Yes, 320 pounds, honey. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? I know, wild. But I was 320 pounds. I lost about 25. I got down to about 294. I went to my healthcare physician that, it was a different healthcare physician because the one that I had previously, she ended up leaving. I was kind of sad about that because, I wanted to gain familiarity. But my healthcare provider that I currently have now, I would say is pretty good. Pretty darn good. He's pretty cool, pretty chill, pretty informative, and everything. And I told him about it because I scheduled the consultation with him to see if I could start on a GLP-1, right? Because, I've heard about it from coworkers at work. Of course, how you hear about these things online and from coworkers, people that are already on it and saying how it's been benefiting them and stuff like that. So I go to my healthcare provider and I say, listen, I want to start this. I feel like this could really aid me in one, lowering my cholesterol, by reducing my appetite. Cause if I do start eating meat again, I don't want to overdo it and I don't want to get back into bad eating habits. You know what I'm saying? And, he was pretty on board with it. He was like, yeah, go ahead. We got to do this. Let's get this started. And I'm just like, yes, period. Don't play with her. So, he got me on it. We started, of course, small dosage. You got to get your body acclimated to it. You don't want to start off at the highest dosage, bitch, and then you want to be over here lying around sick, looking sad and ratted. You know what I'm saying? So, did my cute little one too. And so far on Wegovy now, I went down from 295, or I was in the 290 still. And so far now, I'm at 266. The lightest I've seen myself on a scale, it was 264. But to be honest, for me, because I don't want to lose weight too fast and have too much loose skin or anything like that, I'm trying to make sure I don't lose weight too fast, and of course people are clocking my tea. You need to work out, you need to build muscle, you need to go to the gym. So you don't look too crazy or whatever. And that's another thing that people have brought up to me is the Ozempic face, right? And I'm first of all, what is that? And that's me just acting oblivious. I know what the Ozempic face is, all of a sudden, your head's real skinny. You look like you got a buccal fat removal, things like that. And it's just girl, I don't know. Personally, for me, because as a person who is plus size, I've always had confidence. I've always felt confident in how I look, regardless of my size. But for me, losing weight, yeah, that's a benefit, of course. I can fit smaller clothes. I can have better clothing options and stuff like that. But for me overall, I really just want my health to be better. I don't want to be on no CPAP. Currently not on one. I think plus my sleep has improved way better since I've lost, the close to 50 pounds that I've lost. I think I lost over 50 pounds. Am I doing the math right? Yeah, I think I lost over 50 pounds so far. But my sleep has gotten better. My appetite and eating habits have gotten better. People don't realize that it's truly a psychological thing. Food, of course, we know is very vital to us. It's very important. We need food every single day. Child, listen. It's very important for us to eat. But you can develop a unhealthy relationship with food, whether you're trying to get super skinny and limit how much you eat a day exponentially, or when you just make food your total comfort and you just eat because it's a joy, it's a pleasure, and you don't watch how much you intake and then boom, you're gaining more weight and you're getting more unhealthy because you're not putting the right things in your body. And of course, like you can eat whatever you want to eat. You just gotta watch how much you put in your body. You gotta watch how much of it you intake. And that was my problem. Like, because even before I became a vegetarian, I'm pescatarian now, actually. And I had a little bit of like meat on Thanksgiving because my aunt, she wanted me to eat meat, child. Anyways, but even with that, I'm just like, it is, it is very important to like just watch how much you eat because like when I was eating, before I became a vegetarian, I was eating vegetables like nobody's business. Girl, I would eat like a whole thing of carrots without an issue, like it was nobody's business, right? And now, like, I would turn around, like, after eating all those Brussels sprouts and carrots and stuff. Ooh, sorry, y'all. Little cut off right there. Hopefully it's recording again. I'll have to see. Yeah, it's recording again. Sorry about that. But, yeah, like, for me, I would be eating, the most healthiest thing out there, you know what I'm saying? Like, Brussels sprouts, smoothies, carrots, and stuff like that. And then turn right on around later on that day, still feeling hungry, still not feeling full, going straight to the McDonald's to get me like, a quarter pounder, with a triple cheeseburger, girl. Sweet tea, large fry. I'm pretty sure that sounds good to somebody out there. But that was my shtick. Mind you, haven't been to the McDonald's. Only time I've been to McDonald's this year was just to literally buy a cookie tote because I wanted something sweet. It was worth it. I'm not gonna lie, it was really worth it. But it's a big thing. It's a big thing. Like, you can say that you're drinking water and that you're eating vegetables and all this other stuff, but like it doesn't matter if you're still eating a whole bunch of junk food on the side of that, you know what I'm saying? Or on top of that. Like, it doesn't help. It doesn't help. And if you are going to eat that stuff, do it, but just do it in moderation, or just watch your calorie intake. Watch your calorie intake. As a person who is finally starting to see results in losing weight, it's true. The way to lose weight, you guys, is to be in a calorie deficit and to exercise. You can't escape it. For people that want to lose weight super easy, you still have to eat, of course. Don't starve yourself, babe. Don't starve yourself. If you feel hungry, eat you something. But I think, let's look it up. Let's be nosy. Hold on. Normal. Let's see if I can put my phone down. Let me know if y'all can still hear me. Normal. Let me know what, girl. Intake a day. Okay, y'all. So, the average calorie the average calorie intake per day, it differs about 500 calories between a man and a woman, but for me, I guess I'd be like 2,200 because, I'm a bitch and I'm that nigga. Anyway, so basically, yeah, like as long as you stay under that, like around 2,000 calories, like I would say maybe like try to do like go aim for maybe about like 12 to 1,500 calories a day. You could kind of start seeing, maybe you like losing a little bit of weight. You know what I'm saying? And like for some, because I've seen comments, like, listen, I am not afraid to open up a comment section on these pages that talk about GLP-1s and things like that, and all these promotional ads and stuff about GLP-1s. Because, like, for me, even though you could care less what people think, like, people are going to say their opinion, right? People are going to say their opinion. Sorry, that's the people upstairs. But people are going to say their opinion regardless, right? So, it's like, the best thing you can do is just go with the flow. Obviously, go with the flow. Do your thing, hey, and keep going. Oh my God, that is so loud. Sorry about the ghetto. Child, listen, apartment living. But, yeah, Lord, that just made me lose my train of thought. But I'm just saying all this stuff to say that, like, oh yeah, okay, y'all, my first episode, give me grace, thank you. But having the GLP-1, right? Yes, it may come with side effects. Not everyone might not be suited for this medication. Everybody may not be suited for the glucagon um, peptide inhibitor, blase, blase, blase. Let's look it up. Let's look up what GLP-1s are, first of all, so y'all can kind of get like a little bit more of a feel on what it is. So what is a GLP-1, you ask? So GLP-1 stand for a glucagon-like peptide 1, a hormone produced in the body that helps regulate blood sugar and appetite, right? So with this medication, for me personally, what I do, I inject it once a week. You don't need to do more than that, child. You would probably start feeling crazy if you try to do more recent than that or more often than that. You inject it, either in abdominal, on your thigh, on the side of your arm, or outside of your arm, and you do that, right? And over time, it takes about a day to about 3 days for it to absorb into your bloodstream and to really take effect. And it's supposed to send your brain a message saying that basically you're full, you're satiated. Along with that, it's also making your digestive system slow down the process of digestion and absorption of nutrients, which will make you feel fuller longer and make you feel more satiated, or make you feel satiated, excuse me. So with this medication, it is, ooh, excuse me, I did not fart, that was my shoe, child, listen. But it is a very, very pretty interesting drug. It's a pretty interesting drug. It's been around for a minute. A lot of people think that it's very, very, very new. However, it's mainly just been used for people who suffer with diabetes, type 2 diabetes, And with Wegovy is a drug. It's funny because I used to think Wegovy was less, a lesser strength compared to Ozempic, but from what I found out, 2 months ago, I was like, oh, this is a stronger one because this one is aimed towards weight loss, when Ozempic is really mainly for people who have type 2 diabetes to help lower their blood sugar. But Wegovy is targeted for people who suffer with obesity and, of course, being overweight, or, having a BMI over 30. Listen, why am I getting so educational here, honey? Anyway, but back to the Instagram comments, because I kind of skipped over that, but a lot of people, what I would see on Instagram comments or even TikTok comments is they would always say oh, why don't you do it yourself, or why don't you have more strength, or why don't you have more willpower to lose weight and not just use some magical drug. That's not the thing. The thing with this drug is you can take it, of course, right? But you still need to have good dieting methods, good exercise methods. Methods still have to come into play. You still have to have a good sense of nutrients and what things you should prioritize putting in your system compared to other things, you know what I'm saying? Even for me, I'm not even drinking alcohol, even though I'm pretty sure you probably could drink on a GLP-1. I'm just being safe, you know what I'm saying? Especially knowing that my digestive system is slowed compared to what it how usually fast I digest food and stuff like that. I know that there are certain things that I should prioritize nutritionally, nutritional wise, prioritizing eating my proteins, prioritize eating, now that I'm eating fish and things like that, eating more lean cuts of fish, eating more fibrous things. It's very important, you guys. But enough talk about GLP-1s. Let's see. What's another thing we could talk about? Before I wrap this up. Honestly, I have a few topics up here. We'll probably, you know what? Since it's the first episode and it's obvious, childless, how queer I am, it's very obvious I'm pretty queer. Um, Another thought on top of that. First question. Do you guys, for anyone that's listening to this that may be a part of the LGBTQ community, Libiquita community, said, quoted by T.S. Madison, um, do you guys find the term queer as an offensive term? Because I know that for some people do find queer to be offensive because it was used as a derogatory term. You know, like a minute ago, it might be a little outdated as a derogatory term, but you know how humans, like, we just, like, we change the way that, like, we use words and things like that, and we reiterate them and we use them in a different way, in a different light. So that's kind of, for me, like, even though I am a gay, I'm gay, feminine black man, I do use queer because, like, for me at times, like, I do feel like I possess, like, more than just, like, the obvious, like, masculine energy. As you can see, like, I'm very feminine. Like, even with, like, how I present myself, sometimes, like, I will present myself more feminine. Like, I will wear more traditionally um traditional or clothing that would be, like, considered the, like, things that only women would wear or should wear, as some people would say. And like, even when I'm not even in, like, my geesh or whatever, like, people still confuse me for female at times, which, again, for me personally, I have no issue with, because for me, like, to be compared to a woman, I kind of take that as a compliment. One, because I believe that women are very strong, very strong individuals. Like, women really, like, people don't say this enough, but women really go through a lot. Women go through a lot, and I'm not even just talking about, like childbirth, menstruation, like, all that stuff. Like, just even that stuff, that's insane. Like, I could never imagine, like, half the stuff that women have to go through. And on top of that, like, the way that society treats women, especially black women, child, listen, it doesn't make any sense how people treat these black women. And it be our own men. It be straight, heterosexual, whatever term you want to use for them, black men that are hyper masculine, that treat these women like they're garbage, and throw them to the side. And for me, like, seeing that and seeing, like, women still, like, hold their chins up, still, like, like, do their thing, still, like, move throughout day to day and still be the baddies that they are, it's so inspiring. So when I get mistaken for a woman, I take that as a compliment. Thank you, sister. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? And plus, like, when you give a mug, you give a mug. Period. But child, girl, listen, like, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. But for me, I would consider myself, like, I would say, gender wise, like, I was born a male, but for me, I don't mind if you want to use, like, pronouns that aren't he and him. You know what I'm saying? Even with they and them, like, I don't mind a they and them if you feel like, you're not trying to offend. Like, I'm not gonna take offense. Like, as long as you're not using a pronoun that you're not trying to be rude, I could care less. Don't be mean. Don't be rude. Don't be so freaking rude. Because if you're rude, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem with me. Period. Just so you know. Thank you. But yeah, like, it's whatever. Um, but when it comes to, like, being a gay, feminine black man, when I tell you, it is so hard out here, y'all. When it comes to dating, y'all, it is so hard. It is so difficult. It is so difficult. And I don't want to be Miss Whiny Pants or Mr. Whiny Pants, whatever. It's like, it's like, like I'm gonna continue living, I'm gonna continue to vibe or whatever. But I don't know, like it's hard out here for a pimp, y'all. It's really hard. Cause it's like, for me, I feel like if I didn't have such a affinity to like a masculinity, I feel like I probably would be in a relationship right now. Um, I mean, if I'm keeping it real with relationships, I've kind of gotten to the point where I'm like kind of over the thought of relationships right now. I'm only 22. Honestly, with relationships, it's really no rush. Child, like, people are going to do whatever they want to do at the end of the day, so I could care less. But it's like, it really is hard out here. It's hard out here for a pimp. Um, but like, I feel like, yeah, I feel like I need to be more open minded with feminine guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, because at the end of the day, like, we're both guys. Like, I'm attracted to men. I'm attracted to the male anatomy and everything like that. But it's like, I have to stop, like, trying to prioritize masculine men and trying to, I guess, gravitate towards them. Because at the end of the day, like, most of these masculine men that I have come across in terms of dating have not been it. They have not been it. And most of them are only like set on one thing. And I'm pretty sure you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about sex. All they want is sex. All they want is sex. All they want is pleasure. All they want is to see my tushy. They want to see my tushy, okay? And I'm like, it's so tired. Like, Law, you're just so tired. Like, can we please, like, ask me how my day was. Ask me, like, where I would like to eat, where I would like to go for a date. Ask me, or I don't even know, like, why is that not a thing? From what I'm noticing on these gay dating apps, it's just hookups. It's just hookups. It's hookups and, like, innuendos on hooking up and sending pictures first, and not even a picture of your face first. Like, I'm seeing appendages and everything, and all this other stuff, and I'm like, man, I don't even know what you look like, and you're that hot and ready to go. And don't get me wrong, we all get caught up in that feeling of horniness. I don't care who you are, unless you're asexual and you have no sex drive. You know what I'm talking about. We all get that urge of like, ooh, like, child, like, I'm really in the mood. Honey, you be, child, listen. We all get to that. We all have that feeling. We all want to be touched. We all want to be tasted. We all want to be licked, honey, in certain ways, honey. Listen, child. Like, but it's just like, there's a time and place for everything. And now, the irony of it is, when I'm actually in the mood, right, to do something, and now that I'm kind of like not looking for a relationship, and now that I'm not really looking for, like, to be anyone's, like, partner or whatever, now all of a sudden that's like when everything dies down. Nobody wants to send you a message of, like, hooking up or whatever and all that other stuff, which honestly, thank God, because, like, but at the same time, it's just like, like, in terms of dating, the gay community is just so confusing. It's so confusing. Like, you don't know if you should just, like, continue to do your own thing. You don't know if you should just, like, not date. Like, at this point, I feel like I'm just like, I feel like the best thing for me is just to, like, see if, like, a Prince Charming walks on a sidewalk wherever I decide to go somewhere, and, like, we meet up that way. Because I don't know, I'm not digging the dating apps. I'm not digging the gay dating apps. Honestly, Hinge and Tinder are also ass too, because, like, you would think Hinge would be more serious. Hinge is supposed to be more serious in terms of dating. Oh my God, this roof, child. Listen, it's about to cave through, honey. But Hinge is supposed to be the dating app that like prioritizes like people who actually want to get to know each other, people who actually want to date, people who actually want to like, you know, date to get to know the person or whatever. And now even with that, like I matched with like a few guys on there, and with that, like it's the same thing. Like they end up asking for your snap. One thing I've noticed is if a man asks for a snap and not for, I don't know, like your phone number or something. Like I feel like for me personally, I don't know, it might be different for other people, but I feel like if you're asking for a number, like that kind of gives us more foundation to like actually like text each other and actually be on it and actually respond. But if you're asking for a snap, you just want to send pictures. You just want to see my tushy. You just want to be weird. And my thing is, again, don't get me wrong. We all love adult fun time. No one is like shaming you for that. But then at the same time, it's like, have a little bit of respect, have a little bit of decency. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's just, like, God. But, you know, like, we're going to continue to strive for good vibes. You know, it's almost the end of the year, you guys. You never know. Like some mystical, magical man might fall out of the sky and take me in his arms and set me ablaze, set my soul ablaze with love and passion and all the good things that come with love. And speaking of what a man is going to do for me or whatever, about a few weeks ago, like someone clocked me at work when we were talking about like, you know, dating and everything, and they clocked my tea a little bit, and they asked me, they said, well, you're talking about like what a man should do for you, but what are you going to provide in a relationship? And I said, oh, excuse me? And of course, you know what I said? I said, I'm going to give them love, unconditional love, and, you know, like cook and clean and, you know, provide financially, like, you know, at least halfway, you know, be a good listener, be compassionate, things like that. And they were kind of like, oh, whatever. And I'm just like, what do you mean, whatever? Like, I feel like as long as you strive to be the best person you can be, like regardless of whatever type of relationship it is, platonic, romantic, as long as you strive to understand someone, you get to know them well enough, you get to know who they are as a person, work on your communication skills, things like that, work on like the way you show your love and everything. I feel like that's truly that's the bread and the butter right there. Like you truly showing your best, the best of your best, and also allowing them, while showing your best of your best, also allowing them to see and understand the worst of the worst of you as well. Because we're not perfect, honey. No one's perfect, child. Nobody's perfect. We're not. So it's like, you know, like, for me, I feel like I would be a great partner. I would be a very great partner. Like, I can provide the house down boots, honey. Child, listen. No issue with that. But it's just like, I wish people would realize that it is more to it than just simply, you know, I guess, providing financially in relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like, you being able to pay for a meal, cute. You paying the bills, you buying me, like, you know, a Ferrari or a car or whatever. That's amazing. That's great. But are you truly giving me the love? Do you truly know me as a person? Do you truly understand, like, why I get set off when I see, like, you know, someone frying eggs in a pan because I hate eggs? Like, do you truly understand all that stuff, you know? But, you know, it's whatever, child. It's whatever, honey. But honestly, for the first episode, I feel like this episode has been pretty long, child, with just me talking, honey. I'm gonna go ahead and end this episode out with some songs that I've been listening to. Let me go to my Spotify, y'all, and let's like see like the songs that I've been listening to. Hopefully y'all don't hear too much in the background. Like I know it's been kind of loud, but I'm in my apartment. Like life is just life, and you gotta just do what you gotta do. Like it's like you're here with me, y'all. But let's look at my like songs. Okay. One of the songs that I've been kind of into lately is Nah, Nah by Khalid or Khalid. I think it's Khalid. Honestly, his song is really good. Like, like the whole tea with Khalid, speaking of LGBTQ dating issues and stuff like that. Child, he had his boyfriend Hugo. Honey. Child, the mess, honey. But Nah by Khalid, it's on his like recent album. Pretty good song. I'm not gonna play it because I don't want copyright or anything. Also Destin Conrad, T, Sasha Keeble. Y'all, I have been getting into Sasha Keeble. Not heavy yet. I'm not like heavy, deep into Sasha Keeble just yet. But like I feel like I know at least about 5 of her songs, and I just discovered her like literally like 2 months ago, and I already have like 5 of her songs memorized already, y'all. 5 of her songs memorized, and they're so tea. Like Why is so good. I spent plenty on the spot, but the night at the hotel for the both of us. Like that's been a pretty good song. I'm not gonna lie, like outside of like like the usual things, the usual like R&B and alternative R&B and hip hop, Dracula by Tame Impala. Run from the sun like Dracula. I don't know if any of you guys know that song. Mind you, I just realized, y'all, that I also have New Person, Same Old Mistakes. The same song is from Rihanna's album, also by Tame Impala on my likes, on my recent likes as well. The irony. Also Sailor with 2 R's, girl. Her music has been really tea. Also Cotton Candy Boulevard by India Shawn and Lucky Day. It's complicated without a reason. Don't land on it, friends. Like that's a good song, y'all. I think it's K-Win or K1. K-Win, K1. Her music is really good. Like that album, With All Due Respect to you, baby. Like one of my favorite songs off of With All Due Respect is All the Girls. Like ooh girl, ooh look better with no makeup on. Like that song is really tea. Oh girl, I see Act Right up here by Sasha Keeble. That one, act like you know. Like that one's pretty good. Oh my god, like I can literally just go on all day about like the songs that I have like recently on my likes. Also the Smiths. I've just gotten into the Smiths like a few months ago. This Night Has Opened My Eyes is probably like one of my favorite songs from Hatful of Hollow. That album from the Smiths, really good. But I feel like I have done a pretty lengthy episode for a first episode. If you guys like it, I hope you guys like listening to me just talk, girl. Because I like to talk, and it's pretty obvious, I can talk. Child, listen. But anyway, thank you guys for listening to my podcast. Again, this is Iani J on Child Listen. I might have some guests up here too, like, might do some conversations, you never know. Do a little 1-2 with somebody. If you want to, like, be a guest on my podcast, just let me know, you guys. And you guys be safe. Thank you again. Be sure to have a good one. Deuces. Bye.